The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront. Good morning. I am Attorney Karen Jimeno. As Iglesia ni Cristo holds the nationwide rally for peace today, it's Manic Monday all over the metro, with traffic jams on our major thoroughfares as commuters inch their way to school and work. However, there's more to the INC rally that will add to our metro's traffic woes. DPWH announces EDSA rehabilitation road closure and Mindanao Avenue road closures for the subway projects. Which portions will be closed to traffic? When will these start? When will Metro Manila end its traffic problems? To talk about the ongoing projects of DPWH, we have Secretary Manuel Bonoan of the DPWH on the line. Good morning, Secretary Manny.
Good morning. Good morning, Attorney Karen. Good morning to our listeners.
Secretary Manny, EDSA will be closed starting March for its rehabilitation. That's the information we gathered. Is this the month that the road closures will start?
Well, let me put it in proper perspective of what we're going to do in EDSA. You know, I think everybody knows that every weekend we are doing actually what we call reblocking in some deteriorated sections. And many more sections are becoming deteriorated. So what we thought would be the best solution is to do a massive, a real to goodness rehabilitation of EDSA once and for all, so that we avoid this, magiging perpetual reblocking every weekend. So this is the reason why we are now going to implement a total rehabilitation of EDSA. Now, the way we're going to do it is actually that we will be coordinating with Metro Manila Development Authority and local government units so that we will develop and agree on schemes on how we are going to implement it to the least disturbance of traffic. No? We are not going to close entirely EDSA as many people may perceive, but I think it will be sectional rehabilitation as we think would be the best option actually at this point in time, because there are many sections now that have to be rebuilt, or if you like, rebuilt or reconstructed. And after we have actually looked into all the distressed sections, then we will lay down a running surface that provides smoother travel along EDSA actually. So this is the scheme that we think we are trying to adopt, Karen, and also to improve the drainage sections in some of the flood-prone areas in Metro Manila.
Secretary Manny, as an engineer, can you give us an idea what's the difference between reblocking and rehabilitation? What types of repairs would the rehabilitation entail that's not part of the reblocking that was being done by DPWH before?
Reblocking is actually sectional reblocking for only the spot reblocking of the distressed sections. This time, it's going to be a massive rehabilitation. All the sections that we perceive to be, or we will be evaluating all the sections along EDSA. And those sections that are now deteriorating will be replaced with new concrete. And then afterwards, after we have undertaken all this rehabilitation of distressed sections, we will lay down a running surface made up of stone mastic asphalt and a crack relief layer underneath, so that this will prevent the cracks that will get into the surface of the asphalt pavement. And I think this will be the best way to do it, actually, that will prevent, and the maintenance, eventually the maintenance of regular maintenance will be diminished. I think we are saying that if we will be able to do this eventually, then I think there will be minimum maintenance works that can be done within the next 10 years.
So Secretary Manny, in layman's terms, mas malalim yung huhukayin because papalitan yung semento, and it's not just simple re-asphalting. When it comes to the maintenance then, kami po maasahan namin na mas bihira na siyang malulubak or hindi na siya mas madaling masira.
Tama ka rin. I think ayon pa natin dito is we make sure that actually yung i-replace namin na concrete will be reinforced concrete also. Reinforced concrete underneath para mas matibay na. And then afterwards, lalatagan namin ng net sa ibaba sa taas ng konkreto bago namin lalatagan na ng asfalto na makapal-kapal para maganda na yung running surface and mas matatag na yung structure ng EDSA.
Secretary Manny, are there other projects that you looked at doing simultaneously with this rehabilitation? For example, yung mga, perhaps any flood control, so yung mga bahaing portions din po ng EDSA, may maisasabay na rin po ba?
Isasabay na lang namin. I think this is what we're saying, that yung mga flood-prone areas especially, we will look into what's the problem there and fix actually yung flooding problems there. So that yung mga sections, we have identified actually what sections are actually flood-prone, and they will pay attention also to the requirements so that they will abate actually yung flooding in those areas. Well, since you have asked me na kung ano pa yung gagawin natin sa EDSA, simultaneously there is going to be a big reconstruction of the part of Guadalupe Bridge, no? And which we may start actually also within the year. Yung the two outer structures of Guadalupe Bridge will have to be reconstructed because these are worn out structures na, and we don't want anything to happen with it. So kailangan din namin kukumpunihin ka rin yung dalawang structures na yan.
And it's good that you mentioned that, Secretary Manny, because Guadalupe Bridge has been known in the past as a risk as well if there's an earthquake. So would that involve retrofitting?
Yeah, it will involve retrofitting and reconstruction of the two outer lanes actually. Now again, this will be a big job which we anticipate actually that there's going to be some disturbances in traffic, but again, we will be undertaking also the coordination with MMDA so that we can coordinate on the traffic management scheme. What we intend to do is actually before we demolish or reconstruct these two outer structures, we will initially provide a detour bridges parallel to the existing bridges on both sides so that it will help actually to facilitate also the traffic as well, no? But there again, I'm sure that there will still be some traffic disturbances at any rate. But we will try actually to minimize everything with the cooperation of MMDA.
And for those listening, when can they expect the reconstruction of Guadalupe Bridge to start?
Towards, I think we will start the reconstruction of the Guadalupe Bridge towards the second semester of this year, because firstly we still have to do the detour bridge. Actually, we have to install the detour bridge muna, no? Kasi kailangan natin yan before we do anything to the two structures na sinasabi natin.
So kailangan nyo po munang gawin yung detour bridges.
Yes.
And are you anticipating all of these to also account for the rain? Kasi sa Pilipinas, pagka around June, rainy season na naman. So you have that window of building the detour bridges, and then once you start this rehabilitation of EDSA, reconstruction of Guadalupe Bridge, yung mga baka delay po because of the rain, is that something that's factored in when it comes
Yes,
to
I
your
think,
timeline?
Yes, we have inputted actually yung mga ganong situations. We know that towards the rainy season there will be again yung mga ganong pagkakataon that antala ng konti. But I think we will continue just the same actually. Ito namang Guadalupe Bridge is actually we have to undertake muna yung kasi dun sa underneath. We have to do an underneath structure muna because this mababago na tuloy yung mababago yung sinasabi nating outer structures bago na yung mangyayari diyan.
Are you also thinking of widening Guadalupe Bridge or pareho lang po yung magiging number of lanes?
More or less, Attorney Karen, it will be the same width actually, but as the President has instructed me actually to look into the possibility that yung alignment of the detour bridge will become a permanent structure in itself, so that at least may additional lane that can help actually address some of the traffic problems along Guadalupe Bridge.
And Secretary Manny, you mentioned earlier that the rehabilitation of EDSA will be section by section. Can you give us an idea which sections will come first? Our plan is actually to first start yung rehabilitation works in some of the sections southbound muna this year, and if we complete the rehabilitation of the southbound lanes this year, then we will focus again our attention on the northbound lanes by next year. So it will take us about 2 years. 2 years
to do all the job. Yes.
Wow, that's a long time. So that's really also close to ending the term of this administration. But the goal is to finish it before this administration ends.
Well, at least we are trying our best actually to finish it by 2026 actually.
2026. So less than 2 years. But Secretary Manny, when you say southbound, which areas po? Is this in the area near Makati or closer to Alabang?
This is what we are, Attorney Karen, this is what we are going to discuss with the MMDA. It might be simultaneous sections, part in Caloocan, part in Makati, and in some other sections. But we are in the process of finalizing all these schemes now, so that I think ang panamin dito is if it is necessary, we will be employing several contractors to do the rehabilitation works all at the same time, without the best arrangements that we can agree upon to the least disturbance of traffic.
And with respect to the projects of the Department of Transportation, there are also road closures because of the subway construction. Have you been coordinating with the DOTR?
Yes, we are also coordinating with the DOTR because especially on EDSA, they have the bus lanes to attend to the bus lanes, and of course the traffic management, they are also involved there. And we were just talking about it with Secretary Bautista on how we can also increase the frequency of trips of MRT3, so that yung mga passengers actually who may be mapanantala ng konti dito sa rehabilitation can use MRT3 on a better scheme. At the same time, dito rin kasi sa Metro Manila, there are other projects that we intend to implement continuously. Kagaya yung in the past administration, nakagawa na yung mga ibang tulay, but meron pang 6 na tulay that we intend to construct crossing Pasig and Marikina rivers starting this year also. Hello?
Welcome back at the forefront. And we're still with Department of Public Works Secretary Manny Bonoan. Good morning, Secretary Manny.
Good morning again, Atty. Karen, yes.
Secretary Manny, we were discussing the rehabilitation of EDSA. And
Yeah.
it sounds like this will, of course, go past 2025. So
Yes.
what are the contingency plans for the Burr months when traffic is normally worse during this time?
Well, these are the things that we have to discuss actually with MMDA. Perhaps we will minimize actually the works actually if it is necessary during the Burr months, if you like, when traffic is getting close to the Christmas season again. So I think these are the things that we are going to discuss with MMDA. Actually, so all these things will be laid down in a while before we start anything, to do anything in EDSA at this point in time. But we hope that we can soon agree on or give us the guidelines that MMDA will be able to develop para how we are going to start the rehabilitation of EDSA. And I think, ang kwan lang naman namin dito, I think, of course, we realize na meron magkakaroon ng disturbance, but I think, sabi nga natin, I think medyo pagtiisan na lang muna natin ito, otherwise, we just get into, again, the perpetual reblocking, rehabilitation of EDSA without walang humpay, you know, so.
And what about coordinating with other departments? Would work from home arrangements help in terms of easing the traffic in EDSA? Has this been discussed with other agencies like PEZA, DTI, Department of Finance, because they also have a say in terms of allowing work from home in terms of the eco zones?
Well, good thing that you remind us of this. I think yes. I think we should also discuss this with the other agencies. And I don't know if I have mentioned that we are also coordinating with the OTR actually kasi if they can increase yung time ng MRT3 and increase the carrying capacity of MRT3 while we are doing rehabilitation of EDSA. Yung mga ganong schemes. So we are looking into all this, and a good thing that you reminded us about the other agencies that we might have also to coordinate with.
In the past administration, Secretary Manny, there was even some calls for having a traffic czar. Is this something that's being brought up again under this administration?
I don't know. I have not heard about it, Karen, fortunately. But I think MMDA is actually trying to do some of these innovative schemes, actually. And even the president has instructed us that especially in the implementation of the reconstruction, rehabilitation of Guadalupe Bridge and Lampingan Bridge, that we need to develop a good traffic management scheme. Even told us actually if it is necessary to get a traffic expert to help us develop a traffic management scheme before we start the rehabilitation of Guadalupe Bridge. And probably I think it would be good also if we before we start also the rehabilitation works along EDSA.
Secretary Manny, how was this EDSA rehabilitation conceived? Has this something to do with the Philippines hosting the ASEAN Summit next year?
Not really, because this has already been a long plan. Actually, that again, a long plan that we had been looking at since the start of this administration. Actually, that I think one of the things that we are looking at for traffic to improve the traffic situation in Metro Manila. I think one of the things that we need to do is actually to rehabilitate EDSA. Because if you provide a smoother carrying situation in EDSA, smoother travel in EDSA, magiging faster siguro yung movement natin by about 15-20%. And it will also decrease pollution in the corridor because EDSA is the most polluted corridor in Metro Manila. And things like this, we are looking into all these things. And this will complement actually also yung mga additional bridges that we will be constructing crossing Pasig River and Marikina River starting also this year. I know that there have been some bridges that were already constructed during the past administration, but we will continue on to develop and construct another 6 bridges crossing Pasig River and Marikina River.
And for those listening to us, Secretary Manny, what's the worst that they can expect from this rehabilitation? Would the traffic be would there be like an hour or 2 that would be added to the traffic that they are currently experiencing?
We really hope not. I think 1 hour of disturbing traffic in EDSA is too long time actually. So, well, it is almost the same as when you probably when there is reblocking that is being done on a weekend and things like this, because there are disturbances and I think a little basically almost the same situation because I think we will focus our rehabilitation works siguro during nighttime and during the weekends so that there is less disturbance to traffic, Karen.
So hindi naman po complete closure. Like when you say
No.
evenings and weekends,
Yeah.
it's only those times na magkakaroon ng closures sa EDSA.
Yes, and we will be using actually yung mga concrete reconstruction sections. We will also be using yung what we call a 3-day concrete settlement concrete. So mas mabilis. We don't use the ordinary concrete method that it will take about 7 days to settle down and things like this. So 3 days lang yung gagamitin namin. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think we have to just the same use it actually to not to disturb so much the traffic.
And in terms of timeline, what's the worst delay that you anticipate? Like, can this take more than 2 years?
Things actually that it would be a weather situation actually the worst situation that we may expect actually yung weather disturbances actually. Attorney Karen actually and doing road works is also dependent on weather situation, weather conditions actually.
And Secretary Manny, the budget of the Department of Public Works for 2025 is the highest in the history of the department. Can you give us some of the highlights in terms of where most of the funding will go to? What flagship projects do you have under this current 2025 budget?
There are many actually that we intend to implement or start implementing actually this year, Karen. I think one of the biggest projects that we are going to start actually this year is the Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge. This is a major undertaking of the Department of Public Works and Highways. This is going to be the biggest actually I can see. Biggest project that will be implemented by the department. This is the 32-kilometer bridge that will cut across Manila Bay from Bataan to Cavite. and we will start that this year. As I said, we will be constructing also additional 6 bridges crossing Pasig River and Marikina River, and we are going also to start the construction of a parallel expressway in the Laguna Lake Shore from Calamba to Sucat. Also this year, these are financed by official development assistance. These are in Metro Manila, and in other parts of the country. I think we will also start construction of a port bridge in Cebu that will be in Mactan to Mandaue to Mactan. We will also, hopefully, we will start towards the latter part of this year, after the construction of the Iloilo-Guimaras-Negros bridge. This is also a major infrastructure project that will be undertaken by the DPWH. And we will be soon, within this year, we will complete actually the Northeast Luzon Expressway that is connecting Tarlac to Cabanatuan on the eastern side in the eastern corridor. And many other things. We'll continue also with the ongoing construction of the Davao City bypass that involves the construction of actually 2-kilometer twin tube tunnels actually that will enhance actually traffic situation also in the Davao City. Also yung coastal bypass road in Davao City that we are now undertaking a construction of a 420 meter bridge that will complete it, and of course the Samal Bridge that will connect mainland in Davao to Samal Island, and there are many other things actually, Karen, that we intend to undertake this year.
So it sounds like there are a lot of bridges, and the areas where there are big flagship projects are in yung mga parts na congested like Cebu and Visayas, and then of course Metro Manila, and then in Mindanao it's mostly Davao. And what about flood control projects? Because flooding was a big issue last year.
Yes, we are now, we will continue with the Pasig Marikina flood, river basin flood program by implementing some of structures along the Pasig Marikina River. And we are now in the process of looking at actually, as the President is directed, to see some mitigating measures in the watershed areas of Sierra Madre by building several dams there, and to mitigate actually the flow of floodwaters to Metro Manila. It will take a little bit a longer time actually, but we are now in the process of doing that. But in the meantime, I think there are measures actually that we are continuously undertaking for the embankment rehabilitation along the Pasig River, especially in the upper Marikina River now. Yun ang mga ginagawa namin for Metro Manila. And of course, we hope that there are many other things, of course, that would need to be addressed actually dito lang sa Metro Manila. Especially, the engineering solution is just one part of the solution. Kailangan din natin pagtugunan pansin yung mga waste management and resettlement programs, etc., etc. And of course, we are continuing to, I think there are several river basins that we will continue to implement also. Dito sa may Visayas and Mindanao, we are now in the process of discussing this with the lending institutions so we can start them. Hopefully, if not towards the latter part of this year, like the Bicol River Basin, dito sa may Ambar-Simoy, dun sa Cotabato, and dito rin sa may Panay, area, and all the other river basins, actually, we are addressing them, Karen.
So Secretary Manny, will we be able to see the results of these flood control projects? Can we expect that the flooding problem will be reduced by this year?
We'll try our best, actually, we'll try our best, but I think the engineering solutions, actually, we'll do our best, actually, to see to it na expedite the implementation of the engineering solutions, actually in the major river basins. Aside from the major river basins, kasi Atty. Karen, we'll be undertaking some local, continue to implement local flood control projects so that we will provide, actually, ito yung sinasabi namin, immediate relief to low-lying areas along major rivers, not necessarily along the river basins, but along major rivers na kailangan din maproteksyonan kaagad-agad dito sa mga low-lying areas and built-up areas. I think we will do also sa a major program for desilting and desilting of the riverbeds kasi the riverbeds along the major rivers are too shallow now, and we need to increase the conveying capacity of these rivers actually towards the sea para hindi kaagad-agad mag-overflow yung mga rivers at this time.
And Secretary Manny, lastly, before we end, so when can we expect the rehabilitation project to start in EDSA? Are we going to start seeing this in March as planned?
Yes, this is our target, Karen. I think if we can start, we will take advantage of the summer season. Because I think this will be some of the best times actually to undertake yung mga implement yung mga construction activities natin until before the rainy season gets in.
Thank you, Secretary Manuel Bonoan, and thank you for giving us updates on DPWH projects.
Thank you too for giving me the opportunity, Atty. Karen. Happy New Year po.
Happy New Year, sir. Up next, we'll talk about the withdrawal of former Governor Chavit Singson in the senatorial race when At the Forefront returns after a short break. Welcome back at the Forefront. And now we have Ilocos Sur Governor Jerry Singson on the line to discuss the details of the withdrawal of former Governor Chavit Singson from the senatorial race. Good morning, Governor Jerry.
Good morning, Atty. Karen. At sa lahat ng nakikinig sa inyong himpilan, magandang umaga po sa kanilang lahat.
Governor Jerry, can you share with us bakit po nag-decide na mag-withdraw sa Senate race si Manong Chavit?
Nakita namin ang kanyang kasipagan at sa kanyang kasipagan ay nakita rin namin ang kanyang pangangatawan sa kanyang health. Napag-usap-usapan ng pamilya na baka hindi umabot si Manong sa finish line kasi talagang porsigido siya. Alam naman namin, kabisado namin si Manong na kung anong gusto niya nagagawa niya. So he tried his very best to do everything possible. But nakokompromise na yung kanyang health na nakikita namin. So the family decided to go to Manila and talk to him. Tinausap namin, nasa hospital siya, nagpapahinga, tinausap namin siya until na-convince namin na mag-withdraw na. At ang hiling naman niya sa amin ay, sige, naintindihan ko din, sabi niya. At ako na lang magsasabi sa public, sabi niya. I will announce my withdrawal on Sunday, sabi niya. So, yun ang napag-usapan namin kasi sabi nga namin, lahat naman ng dreams mo, mapupulfill din. Lahat ng legacy mo, mapupulfill din. Basta hinay-hinay lang tayo, ang dami mo anak, ang dami namin mga kapatid mo, nandito kami lahat, tutulong sa iyo para ma-fulfill din yung pagtulong mo sa buong bansa. Kahit na hindi ka nga senador, hindi naman kailangan kung gusto mo talagang tumulong, ituloy natin yun. Magtulong-tulong tayo, sabi namin. Doon naman siya pumayag na, sige, kahit hindi na ako senador, pwede ituloy natin lahat yung program ko, sabi niya.
So,
natuwa kami nung gano'n na sinabi niya.
Pumunta po kayo pala dito sa Manila, Governor Jerry, para makita personally si Manong Chavit. What is the health issue po ba?
Napagod lang. Okay naman lahat ng niya. Tapos nagkaroon ng pneumonia. Nagamot naman, na-address naman yung pneumonia niya. Yung heart condition niya, okay naman yung heart niya. Pero as the say goes na, no, we are not getting any younger. Tumatanda naman siya. Kaya nako-compromise lang yung edad niya. So, sabi namin nga, mas marami ka pang matutulungan kung nandiyan ka. Paano kung wala ka? Paano na? Wala ka nang matutulungan. Lahat ng panaginip mo, lahat ng dreams mo sa buhay mo, mawawala. Mamili ka, sabi namin. Sabi nga namin, nandito kami mga kapatid mo, mga anak mo. Ang dami natin magtulong-tulong para sa mga gusto mong mangyari sa buhay. Sabi nga niya, happy life. There was a year, happy life. Ituloy natin yung happy life, di ba? Maganda yung happy life. Sabi niya.
And Governor Jerry, there was also a recent death among us Ilocanos. So si Senior Undersecretary D.V. Sevillano of the Department of Agriculture, who's also an Ilocano, and his daughter is the wife of Ryan Singson, the son of Manong Chavit. Was that a factor po in the health scare na nakita niya na, we're all also vulnerable to health risks?
Yes, lahat kami. Lalo na si Manong, sabi niya, unexpected yung nangyari kay D.V. Sevillano. Napakalaki ng katawan niya, napakalakas na tao. But then, when your time will come, nandyan na. Tapos, sabi nga niya, yung kanyang aneurysm, sa stomach aneurysm niya, nangyari na rin kay Manong yan. Kaya, so lahat naman kami kinabahan. Kaya yun ang naisip niya siguro din, na lahat tayo vulnerable sa mga ganyan. Huwag lang abusuhin ang katawan. So, yun nga, pangaral nga sa amin ni Manong, do not abuse. Like, if you drink water, pag abusive ka sa tubig, masama. Pag kumain ka ng abusive, masama. Kung uminom ka ng abusive, masama. Kung magtrabaho ka, ng sobra, masama din. Sinabi namin sa kanya yun. Kasi yun ang patakaran niya sa amin. Yun ang pangangaral niya. So, pinaalala lang namin sa kanya yung mga pinangaral din niya sa amin. At natuwa naman siya at nakinig naman, awa ng Diyos. Kaya, yun, sabi niya, sige, let's live a happy life, sabi niya.
So ano pong plano niya ngayon na nag-withdraw siya? Pupunta po ba siya personally sa COMELEC to withdraw, or meron po ba siyang representative na papapuntahin niya pa sa COMELEC?
Ay, hindi ko na po alam yan, Atty. Karen. Kasi I'm now back in Bigan. Si Manong bumalik ata sa hospital para ituloy na magpahinga. Lumabas lang siya kahapon o kagabi just to announce, to attend yung launching ng kanyang bibang and to announce his withdrawal. At nangyari naman yung kagabi, kagaya ng sabi niya, itutuloy niya yung mga programa niyang bibang, itutuloy niya yung programa niyang Egypt, electric vehicle, at saka iba pa.
And yung sa COMELEC po natin, pwede pang mag-substitute ng kamag-anak or kapamilya that carries the surname Singson. Wala po bang usapan na may mag-substitute sa kanya to run for senator among the family?
Ay, wala po. Wala po. Wala pong interesado doon. Wala po.
And siya po wala siyang balak bumalik sa politics locally sa Ilocos.
Hindi na siguro kasi kagaya nga yung sinabi natin na is not getting any younger. Kaya mo na lang siya maging kingmaker. Tutulong na lang siya. Yeah. He's not a king, but he's a kingmaker. I know that.
And as you said, Manong Chavit is not getting any younger. So itong pagtakbo niya sana in 2025 for the Senate could have been one of his last few chances to run for Senate before getting much older. So would you say na in the future, it's out of the question na hindi na po siya tatakbo for Senate?
Hindi na siguro, Atty. Karen, kasi nasubukan niya na lahat from mere chief of police, city councilor, mayor, governor, congressman, senator sana. I know he can get that. But then, ito nga, mako-compromise naman yung kanyang health. Kaya naiintindihan naman niya yung aming pakiramdam ng pamilya. Naramdaman naman niya kaya siya pumayag na i-withdraw na lang yung kanyang kandidatura.
And now, Governor Jerry, since Manong Chavit is not running for Senate, he can theoretically have the time to support other candidates. Meron po ba siyang na-mention na mga susuportahan niya na kandidato sa pagka-senador or locally in this upcoming May election?
I know very well na meron, pero hindi ko lang pwede sabihin or let him be the one. But si Manong, kabisado ko yan tumutulong sa lahat ng tao yan. Anybody who knocks on his door, tumutulong siya. Lalo na mga politician, ganyan din, pagpanahon ng politics. Tapos karamihan naman na tinutulungan niya yung mga talaga na kailangan na lumalapit sa kanya.
The withdrawal of Manong Chavit comes at 4 months before the election. So, meron na po siyang mga supporters. What's your message to the supporters of Manong Chavit?
Nako, nagpapasalamat po kami. Lahat ng supporter ni Manong. Ang dami-dami tumatawag po until today. Hanggang hindi ko lang sila masagot-sagot kasi hindi pa siguro nila nabalitaan. Pero even before that, ang dami tumatawag na gustong tumulong kay Manong. Kaya sa lahat ng mga nagpahayag po ng kanilang tulong, maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Nationwide po ito. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, ang dami kong natatanggap na text messages, calls, at saka mga iba-iba na gustong tumulong. So, in behalf of the family, in behalf of Manong Chavit, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at hingin ko na rin na magdasal tayo lahat para lahat ng leaders natin, hindi lang si Manong, kundi lahat ng leaders natin ay should be in good health and given the wisdom to perform ang kanilang misyon. So, yan po. Sa lahat ng leaders natin na vying for any position, ipagdasal natin sila na magampanan nila ang kanilang tunay na tungkulin sa buhay natin.
And Governor Jerry, kayo po, wala kayong plans of running for a national position anytime in the near future?
Ay, hindi po. Pang-probinsya lang po ako.
You're running po for re-election this 2025 as governor?
Yes, Atty. Karen. I'm running for governor.
Thank you so much, Governor Jerry Singson. And we wish Manong Chavit good health po.
Ay, maraming salamat, Atty. Karen, sa pagkakataon binigay mo sa atin dito sa interview. At sana po lahat na nakikinig, nagpapasalamat kami sa lahat ng malasakit ninyo at sa suporta nyo sa aming kapatid na si Governor Manong Chavit. At kagaya ng sabi natin, ngayon, araw na ito, ang daming tao dito sa Bigan, sa Ilocos Sur. Ongoing na po yung prayer rally or rally for peace ng Iglesia ni Cristo. At ang dami pong tao, expected namin mga 100,000 ang dadalo dito sa Bigan. Kaya sama-sama tayo, samahan natin ang Iglesia ni Cristo magipagdasal na bigyan tayo ng kapayapaan at ang ating mga leaders ay dapat nagkakaisa yan. Iniisip lang sana nila ang kanilang tungkulin na manilbihan sa taong bayan. Hindi po yung pagbabangayan o hindi po yung kung ano-anong personal intention, kundi ang paninilbihan sa taong bayan sa ikauunlad pa ng mga ating kababayan dito sa Pilipinas at ating lahat ng ating programa for the people. Sama-sama tayo magdasal. Yun lang po hinihiling ko at maraming salamat, Atty. Karen.
Thank you, Governor Jerry. At salamat po, nagbigay din kayo ng update about the INC Peace Rally. So it sounds like kahit dyan po sa Vegan, marami ng tao ang dumadalo sa INC Peace Rally today.
Opo, at napakatahimik naman po. Well-organized po naman. Awa ng Diyos. Maganda po ang sistema ang nagawa natin at very well-organized sila.
Okay. Maraming salamat po again, Governor Jerry Singson.
Thank you.
With the impending rehabilitation of EDSA beginning in March this year, motorists expect even heavier traffic along the Metro's foremost thoroughfare for the next 10 months or so. The DPWH and MMDA say that the temporary inconvenience is a price motorists have to pay for a long-term traffic relief. As far as a smoother EDSA, perhaps but for better traffic, it's an altogether different pipe dream. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. Join us again tomorrow for meaningful conversations that would help you form an objective personal opinion. This is Atty. Karen Jimeno. Thank you for spending your hour with us.